Have you ever wondered why so many health issues seem to crop up in our 20s? We often hear that this decade is our prime time, when we feel invincible and at our healthiest. But the reality is quite different. The data reveals a troubling trend, a generation that's getting sicker at a younger age. Just take a look around. How many of your friends are dealing with brain fog, unexplained fatigue, or digestive problems? How many are already on medications for conditions that their parents didn't face until they were in their 50s? This isn't just a passing thought. It's a stark reality. We're in the midst of a silent epidemic. The statistics are shocking. A report from Blue Cross Blue Shield shows that millennials are experiencing a faster decline in health compared to previous generations as they age. Between 2014 and 2017, diagnoses of major depression among millennials surged by 31%. ADHD increased by 29%, and type 2 diabetes by 22%. These aren't just diseases of old age. They're affecting people under 40 right now. We're witnessing a significant shift in public health, and it's a conversation we need to have more often. We must dig into the reasons behind this. Why is this happening? It's not just one factor, it's a perfect storm. Let's break down the main culprits. I like to refer to them as the four horsemen of modern illness. First up, the food factory. Second, the stress machine. Third, the sedentary cage. And fourth, the chemical cloud. Starting with the food factory, the reality is that the food we consume today is nothing like what our grandparents enjoyed. In many cases, it's not even real food. We're surrounded by ultra-processed products loaded with refined sugars, unhealthy fats, and a mix of artificial additives. These items are engineered to be so appealing that they override our body's natural hunger cues, leading to a state of chronic, low-grade inflammation throughout our systems. Let's take a moment to reflect on the typical diet of a young adult today. Sugary cereal for breakfast, a processed sandwich for lunch, a bag of chips as a snack, and perhaps some takeout for dinner. And let's not forget the sodas or energy drinks that wash it all down. This constant cycle of sugar highs and lows puts a huge strain on our pancreas and insulin response. Over time, this can lead to insulin resistance, which is a precursor to type 2 diabetes. Plus, this inflammatory diet doesn't do any favors for our gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria that help regulate everything from digestion to mood. An unhealthy gut is linked to issues like depression, anxiety, and autoimmune diseases. In essence, we're literally feeding our bodies with disease. Now let's talk about the stress machine. We're the most connected generation in history, yet we're also the most anxious. The pressure is unyielding. Student debt, the gig economy, the housing crisis, and the constant comparisons on social media. Our nervous systems are stuck in a perpetual fight or flight mode. This isn't just a mental state, it's a physiological one. When stress is a constant in your life, your body releases cortisol, the stress hormone. When cortisol levels are chronically high, it can cause chaos. It weakens your immune system, making you more vulnerable to infections. It disrupts your sleep, which is essential for cellular repair. It can lead to weight gain, particularly around the waist. It even damages brain cells in the hippocampus, impacting memory and learning. We've come to accept burnout as normal, wearing our exhaustion like a badge of honor. But our bodies are keeping track. This ongoing stress is a direct route to hypertension, heart disease, and a surge in mental health disorders. Lastly, let's consider the sedentary cage. Our ancestors walked miles every day, but now we commute sitting down, work sitting down, and even relax sitting down. We've engineered movement right out of our lives, trapping ourselves in a cage of convenience. This lack of movement is incredibly unnatural. Our bodies are built to move. Movement is what helps circulate lymph, our body's waste disposal system. It's what strengthens our bones and muscles. It's what keeps our metabolism in check. When we find ourselves sitting for hours on end, our metabolism takes a nosedive. Our muscles start to weaken and our circulation comes to a standstill. Studies have shown that sitting for long periods is a significant risk factor for chronic diseases, even if you manage to squeeze in 30 minutes of exercise each day. It's been dubbed the new smoking for a reason. This silent threat is quietly wreaking havoc on our cardiovascular health, contributing to obesity and undermining our musculoskeletal system, which is why so many young people are grappling with chronic back and neck pain. We weren't built to be confined like this.